Hello, class. Today I'd like to talk to you about post-secondary planning, life after high school. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First, I just want to remind you of who are the people that can help you at the school. So your counselors are listed here, Ms. Van Elfen, myself, Ms. Mackey. I'm narrating this presentation, Mr. Algren, and then Ms. Gautier is a counselor for EPI. When we are at school, you'd be able to see Miss Mitchell, secretary, order transcripts from Miss Johnstone, but there's a new way to do that while we're doing distance learning. So I'll share that with you during the presentation. And Miss Chino Meneses for college and career. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to do a review of your transcript. You want to check your transcript and graduation status online through Q. Make sure that you're registered for the correct classes you need for graduation or for college admissions. And hopefully your transcript should be correct at this point, but please keep in mind that you can't get credits for repeated courses. So that's repeated courses that are academic. So for example, if you took English 1, got a D, and repeated it and got a C, you can't double count those credits. You can get credits for taking, for example, like drama more than one time, or taking PE more than one time, or band more than one time. Check to make sure that that there aren't any errors on it as well. So this is just a reminder of graduation requirements. You need 4 years of English. You need 2 years of math. You have to pass IM1 or higher. Life science, which is a biology class. Physical science, which is chemistry, or if you took physics in the past. We're not offering that this year, but physics would count for that too. 10 credits of visual and performing art, a world language, or a career technical education class. PE, you need 2 years. Government econ, US history, world history. The social studies elective is either political science, geography, or psychology are the classes that we're offering at this point for social studies. So normally we would pass out a transcript for you, but since we're doing distance learning, if you do not have a paper copy of your transcript, you probably got one mailed to you in the spring. If you don't have a paper copy, you can order a copy, and here is the site, and they are free to you. Now, I'm going to ask your instructor to go ahead and post this PowerPoint on your Google Classroom so that you would be able to access these sites. And please note on here that this VAPA category, Visual Performing Arts, although it just says Visual and Performing Arts, remember what I had mentioned, that also includes if you took a world language or a CTE course. So you can see on here, these are the required courses. So as I said, like 40 credits or 4 years of English, English 1, English 2, English 3, English 4, or ERWC or an AP class. This student's completed 3 years because the student's a senior, and then they're short the 10 credits. So those 10 credits are what they're taking senior year. You can as well see the student just has government, social studies elective, I said, that was geography, political science, or psychology, econ, and then this shows electives. Sometimes students get a little bit confused with the elective piece. So electives are just anything above and beyond meeting these minimum requirements. So for example, if you take a math class, if you're taking another science class, another arts class, and you've met that requirement, then it's going to reduce these elective credits. And then the other thing is you have to get to the 220 credits. Okay, you're also going to see on your transcript, the paper transcript, you'll see that there's different GPAs, and it looks like this is, so there's different GPAs. So unweighted, you can see that's all the classes you've ever taken unweighted. Weighted is extra points for honors classes and AP classes. And on the paper copy of your transcript, you'd see this little plus sign next to the classes that are weighted. These other GPAs, the state GPA unweighted, that's only used for something called the Cal Grant. And the Cal Grant is a type of grant that you can get if you have a high enough GPA and you're going to a college in California and you have financial need. So you'll see that this says it's the GPA for 10th and 11th grade without PE unweighted. So that's just a specific GPA that they ask for. Then you have the prep GPA. So prep GPA is all the A through G classes unweighted starting in 10th grade. Okay, so if you're looking at your transcript and you're concerned that you need additional classes to graduate, one, you should really be talking to your counselor if you're not already set up with that program. So credit recovery, we have first period and seventh period, so you're able to complete courses online to make up credits. And it's a little bit different than just the distance learning. Basically, you could do more than one class in a semester in there because they're apex classes. When you finish one of them, then you do another. And you're just doing those on your own. There is a teacher that you can connect with to open up tests or quizzes and can help you. You could also do some online courses through fee-based providers. Some examples are Brigham Young University, National University, or Silicon Valley Online High School. If you want to do that, you should really be talking to your counselor about that. So a few things that are just some post-secondary educational opportunities for you. Students have an opportunity to do a career technical college, which specializes in programs like automotive, business, computer science, etc. Community colleges also often have career technical programs, like, for example, Sac City has a cosmetology program. But you can also do something where you complete 2 years of college and then you transfer on to a CSU, a UC, or a private school. Or you can go straight to a college university to get a BA, which is a 4-year program, or talk to a recruiter about doing military services, or go to work. So if you're going to go to college, CSUs and UCs in California, they follow something called A through G minimum subject requirements. And all of these classes, for the most part, you have to have a C or better. So 2 years of history, social science, you're going to get that just from graduating from high school because you'll have world history and US history. 4 years of English, you get that from graduating from high school. 3 years of math. So that's one of the only differences is versus only having 2 years of math to graduate from high school. You need 3 years, which is through IM3 at least or higher, to go to a 4-year college. 2 years of science, so you're going to do that to graduate from high school, biology and, say, chemistry or physics would give you the lab sciences. Language other than English, so that needs to be 2 years in the same language. So that have to be Spanish 1, Spanish 2, French 1, French 2. And then you're going to need a year of a visual performing arts, and it has to be in the same subject area. So for example, you could have 1 semester of ceramics and 1 semester of drawing and painting, because those are both a visual art. But you couldn't have one semester of drama and one semester of ceramics because one's a performing art and one's a visual. Then 1 year of a college prep elective. And that college prep elective is basically just anything above and beyond the minimum from that A through F category. Also, there are some specific courses that just meet that college prep elective. So those courses could be taking AVID classes, newspaper, yearbook. Some of the tech classes fit into that. So if you have questions about that, about something, you could ask your teacher, and your teacher could, let us know, and we can give you some additional information on how to access that. You can also email your counselor, and we can help you to figure that out. When you're looking at your transcript, though, there will be an asterisk that next to the classes that are A through G. So you would be able to tell if you had met that requirement. Then you might want to look at, if you want some really specific details, you can click on this link, CSU UC A through G Comparison Matrix. The reason why you might want to do that is, for example, as I said, you have to have C's or better, but in some situations, so an example is math, if you had a D in the first semester of your IM3 class and a C in the second semester of your IM3 class, the C would validate that first semester. So typically this is just for math classes and for language other than English classes, but you could take a look at that comparison chart or talk to your counselor to see. All right, college entrance exams, SAT and ACT. As you know, we're at home doing distance learning, so you are not able to take an SAT or ACT in the Sacramento area right now because they're not able to test that many students in one place. So the CSU campuses and the UC campuses are not requiring this for admissions for you guys for 2021. Most other colleges in the United States are not requiring the exam either. I have listed the deadlines for November and December testing, just in case that does change. And if for some reason there is a school that you're applying to and you need to take the test. All right, so you can get a lot of extra help at the College and Career Center. So you can talk to Miss Chino, you can email her, you can phone her, you can follow her on Instagram. You can send a text to her and get her remind info and make an appointment. So Miss Chino is a great resource. She can help you do your applications. She's doing all kinds of cool stuff online while we're doing distance learning to help you prepare. So here's a website where you can go at the school district to do virtual college fairs. So all kinds of college fairs will be on there. Miss Chino's having some college visits. And if you follow Miss Chino on Instagram or other social media, you'll be able to see the college visits that she'll be having upcoming. Another opportunity for you is the UCAN program, that's United College Action Network. So UCAN offers assistance to students desiring to enroll in a 2 or 4 year college or university. The emphasis is on historically Black colleges or universities, also known as HBCUs, but they will help you with pretty much anything. So they can help you with college applications, financial aid, mentoring. So if you want to be part of that UCAN program, I know we have been advertising it, but here is the link where you can register. Same for American River College Mascot Program. It's mainly for the students who are planning on going on to American River College. Mascot stands for Making All School Career Opportunities Transpire. It's a high school support program, and it's designed to increase access, college readiness, as well as student success outcomes. So they're going to have monthly meetings. You'll get help with financial aid assistance. You're going to get prioritized enrollment, which is really cool if you are going to go to American River College. That will help you so much. It's a large school, and so it's difficult sometimes to get classes, so that would be amazing. And a summer bridge program. So they sometimes have some programs to get you, take some English classes to get you prepped for a college prep course, or a math class to get you prepped for that if you need some remediation before you start college. So how are some ways that you can do some research about colleges, or kind of make some decisions on what you want to do? So Naviance is a great one. If you haven't used that yet, you'll see this little icon up here. You'll notice this. If you log in on Student Portal, there should be a tile there that looks like this, or in the Google waffle, if up your Google login, if you go onto that little waffle, then there should be a drop down for Naviance as well. You can look up colleges. You can do a college search, which the college search is really cool. What you do is you answer a bunch of questions like, do I want to go to a small school? Do I want it to be on the East Coast? Do I want to be able to play volleyball? Do I want to major in biology? And then it will give you a list of schools that meet all of your criteria. You can also just look up colleges and see what might be, what's the information? How hard is it to get into this school? What's needed for this school? You can explore careers. So you can look all kinds of information up about, say you wanted to be a school counselor. You can look up and see what's required to be a school counselor. You can do assessments. So there's a career interest profiler, which basically gives you an opportunity to see, based on how you answer, what careers might be a good fit for you. You can do a learning style inventory, which would help you figure out how is the best way for you to learn. Are you a more visual learner, an auditory learner? You can do something called it's multiple intelligence advantage on there, and that assesses your abilities and preferences in just different areas, and then gives you some information about what kinds of careers and things might be suited for you. All right, so college applications, that's the important part. Once you've figured out where you want to apply, what do you want to do next? How are you going to apply? So you visit the college website, make a list of the schools you want to apply to and the deadlines. For CSU campuses, which are California State University campuses, such as Sac State, Sonoma State, etc., Chico State, you have from October 1st through December 4th to do the application. For the UC application, so that's UC Davis, UC Berkeley, etc. You have November 1st through November 30th. But students should be able to start working on their applications right now, even for the UC, but they will not be able to file until November 1st. So this just gives you can look at the website. So for the Cal States, you're going to go to calstate.edu/apply. No letters of recommendations or essays for the CSUs. You're just going to put your high school courses in for the application. UCs, there is an essay required, and it's called a personal insight questions. You have 8 questions to choose from, and you must respond to 4. The responses are limited to a max of 350 words. No letter of recommendation. You are also going to have to enter some information that talks about what kind of community service you've done, what kind of activities you've been involved with at school, etc. Okay, so private, independent, and out-of-state colleges. So a huge number of those schools will use the Common App. And typically they'll require, typically on the Common App, they'll require a personal essay or a statement. So you choose from 7 prompts and write a 250 to 650 word essays. Some of the colleges may also require some supplemental questions. So you want to check the deadlines and requirements online. You can do that through Common App. You will need a letter of recommendation from your teachers, sometimes mentors, coaches, and you absolutely usually need it from your school counselor. It's called a secondary report. So when you go onto Common App, they're going to ask you which teachers you want to do the recommendation and your school counselor name. And then you're going to have to enter the emails. When you enter the emails, that is when it will send a request to us saying that you are asking us to do that letter of recommendation. What I would suggest is that you also send a personal email to the counselor and to the teachers saying, hey, this is going to be coming your way, so look for it. Because we all get a ton of email right now, and you don't want your counselor or your teacher to miss this request. So for the letters of recommendation, you want to ask people politely. Like I said, you want to give them a heads up first. There is a worksheet that you can fill out. And for your counselor, we absolutely need this worksheet. It's located on the EC website under the counseling tab. And you want to complete that and email that to your counselors. So applications are all at this point completed online. I haven't seen any that they don't want you to complete online. And as I said, you want the email address to invite the people who are going to do the letters for you. Give them plenty of time, 3 to 4 weeks in advance. You don't want it just showing up the same day that it's due. Counselors, teachers, everybody's really busy, so you want to give people plenty of time to do this. Okay, so this just kind of shows you what the Common App looks like. And as I said, it's about 900 universities that use this. And if your school does not use this, then you want to also make sure that you're talking to your counselor or your teachers on how they are supposed to access that school. So maybe you just want to go ahead and go to community college and start there first. So if you want to do that, then you're going to apply February and March 2021 for priority admissions. Some of them may require some type of assessment test. Depends on, right now with distance learning, they would need to come up with something that was online. But if we go back to being able to do things in person, then usually they have ways for you to take the test there at the school. Many of them are using multiple assessments now. So they might look at, what kind of standardized testing you took. When we've been doing standardized testing, they might look at your English grade or your math grade or what courses you've completed. So this just kind of shows you, like, these are the main community colleges in our area: ARC, Cosumnes, Folsom, Sac City, and how you apply. No essays, no required letters, don't have to meet A through G requirements, must have a high school diploma, or be 18 years of age. Although you don't have to meet A through G requirements, I still highly recommend it because it is college and it's rigorous. So the more that you have learned when you're in high school, the easier college is going to be, regardless of what the admissions requirements are. Okay, so on to financial aid. How are you going to pay for school? So students' parents can begin filing the FAFSA October 1st through March 2nd. There's the website. Parents use their 2019 tax information. So what that means is they already have that tax information. There's an IRS data retrieval tool. So they can, if they filed taxes, they can automatically just import it. Makes it pretty simple. For community colleges, there is the College Promise Grant, which gives students now up to 2 years free when they go to college after they leave high school. DREAM Act is for students who are undocumented. So undocumented students would not use the FAFSA. You need to use this site, dream.csac.ca.gov, and there is a lot of California aid that is available for DREAM Act students. Scholarships, again, you can look under the college tab on Naviance, so that's another reason to go on to Naviance. And some private and out-of-state colleges require something called a CSS profile in addition to the FAFSA. And that's on the College Board website. Those colleges would let you know on their application that they would like you to have that. And they'd find some way to contact you to let you know that you need to complete that. Okay, so do you need help doing that financial aid application, or do your parents need help? You could go to a Cash for College workshop. So San Juan High School has one on October 8th, Encina has one on October 21st, but we have one on October 14th here at El Camino. So you can find other workshops at csac.ca.gov, but if you want to participate in the Cash for College workshop and you have not seen any information about it, make sure you just contact Miss Chino Meneses in the Career Center, the College and Career Center. And then lastly, if you're going to play college athletics, you want to make sure that you are registering with NCAA. That's really important. The NCAA requirements can be slightly different than A through G requirements. And if you have questions about that, again, I would say you should contact your counselor as well. And that is the end of our